Thank you very much, miss.
I have heard a whole lot about you, Mr. Mayor. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance.
Me too, Doctor. I can never thank you enough for having allowed Heidi to return to her beloved mountains.
I only did my duty.
And as for me now, thank you. Thank you for having come so quickly.
Of course. Now, tell me what is troubling you, sir.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Heidi! Grandfather!
Rico!
Oh, I've missed you so much!
We've missed you too.
What a fuss. We only left this morning, you know.
Certo, but I just couldn't wait to find out what the doctor told you.
Well, the doctor in Mayenfeld told us that grandfather should go and see Dr. Beckman, a specialist in Frankfurt.
Huh? The doctor couldn't treat you himself?
No.
He also said that the trembling was a sign of something more serious.
Oh, porca miseria.
The doctor's mistaken. There's nothing wrong.
Huh?
You don't have to worry, grandfather. Everything will be fine. I'll go to Frankfurt with you.
No, we're not going. I'm fine and I've got work to do in the chalet before winter comes. Thank you.
But grandfather!
And that's the end of that.
If you're not too late, we'll have time to play.
In the village, they told me that the snow would stop tomorrow.
About time, because I really can't wait to go sledging with you, Rico.
Me neither.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Heidi.
You know, Grandfather, I'm glad Francesco is coming to help you with the roof and cutting the firewood. That's great. You'll be able to take it easy a bit.
Heidi, will you please stop worrying about me? I feel just fine and it's not a bit of trembling from time to time that's going to stop me from working.
Heidi!
Huh?
Rico! Ow!
Got you there!
Just you wait till I catch you.
Hello, Aunt. Good morning.
You alright, Rico?
And 3 makes 12, and 5 makes 17.
Achoo!
Stop! Are you putting the haricot beans with the green beans now, Peter? Do you need glasses?
Sorry, Mrs. Keller.
Concentrate, my boy. I'm not paying you to make silly mistakes.
I'm sorry.
Peter and I have had such a wonderful day. And you?
Unfortunately, I've got some bad news.
About little Swan?
She died this afternoon.
What? That can't be possible.
I was afraid of that. I told you she was very old.
You know, little Swan had a very happy life with us all, and that's what we've got to remember. And I'm sure she's happy where she is now.
Oh, Grandfather. These are little Swan's favorite flowers.
Don't you mean those that she liked to eat the most?
That's right.
Is that little bear?
Yes, she's been bleeding all night. She misses little Swan so much that it's making her sick, a bit like me when I was in Frankfurt, far away from you in my mountains.
It would be a good thing if we found her a new friend like Clara was for you.
That's right, you're a genius!
Uncle could buy us a new goat. We're lucky it's the end of summer because the goat trader will be coming to Dorfley.
You're the greatest, Peter! I'm going to talk to Grandfather right away!
Am I really the greatest? Who knows? Now come on, little bear. Time to get some fresh air. It'll do you good. don't have a choice. Go on, go on.
Another goat?
Yes, to keep Little Bear company. It'll help her to get over Little Swan.
I must admit, it's a good idea.
And then, with the milk you get from 2 goats, you can make more cheese.
That's absolutely right, Heidi. The only problem is that a goat costs a lot of money.
Oh, but I thought we had some money saved up. And since the Kellers sold our cheeses, they owe us money.
That is true. If you don't mind, go and ask them for it. Then we'll do our accounts.
Thank you, Grandfather.
9, 10, 11, and 12 francs. That's everything I owe you.
Thank you, Mrs. Keller.
And you can tell your grandfather that I need some more cheeses. I am completely sold out.
I'll tell him, Mrs. Keller.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good sir.
I would really like to stay here in your charming and quiet village. It would only be for a few weeks, and I was told that you have a room to rent.
That depends, good sir. Can you afford to pay?
Absolutely. Do you think this would be enough?
Yes, of course. Welcome to Dorfley, Mr.
Mason. Henry Mason. I'm from England.
How nice. The bedroom is on the 1st floor. My daughter will take you. Teresa! Please don't hesitate to ask if you need anything.
Yes, Mother?
Mr. Mason will be staying with us for a while. You will make sure that he has everything he needs.
All right, Mother.
Well, what I do need is a nice cup of tea and a guide. I would like to visit the area.
What, Grandfather?
What excitement!
Heidi, my dear.
Aunt-Dete!
I'm so pleased to see you.
Thank you, Sebastian.
At your service, Mr. Ernst.
My little
Come on, my
Heidi.
sweets, to the table. Giddy up.
Mr. Mayor,
It's a great pleasure to see you again, miss.
hello and welcome to Frankfurt.
Oh, Miss, it's been a long time.
Oh, hello, Adelaide.
Hello, Uncle.
Hello, Dita. It's nice to see you again.
It's nice for me too, Uncle. Come along, don't stay out there. It's so cold today.
I'll go and make some coffee and some hot chocolate.
Look, Grandfather. That door's the library, and that's the music room. You'll see, it's huge.
It's a very fine house that you have here.
Mr. Seasman left instructions to welcome you as if this were your very own home.
That is very kind of him.
Heidi! Grandfather! Clara! It's so nice to see you again.
For me too, my dearest friend.
Oh, are you taking dance lessons now?
Yes, I will show you. But first, let me say hello to Grandfather.
Clara? A little ballerina? Well, I never.
It's true.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Seasman has called Dr. Beckman to see you. He is waiting in the music room.
Dr. Beckman's a really nice man. You'll see.
You can't come with me to see the doctor, Heidi.
Huh? Why not?
Because I would like to see the doctor alone. And you have much better things to do with Clara.
Yes, come on, Heidi. I really want you to meet my ballet teacher, Suzanne. You see, she's wonderful.
This way. Dr. Beckman, may I present Mr. Mayor, Heidi's grandfather. Mr. Mayor, this is Dr. Beckman.
Hurry up.
I'm coming.
I'll leave you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, miss.
I have heard a whole lot about you, Mr. Mayor. I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance.
Me too, Doctor. I can never thank you enough for having allowed Heidi to return to her beloved mountains.
I only did my duty.
And as for me now, thank you. Thank you for having come so quickly.
Of course. Now, tell me what is troubling you, sir.
Excuse me, Doctor. Yes, that's better.
And that is why we absolutely had to come here to Frankfurt.
Well, I hope the doctor will cure your grandfather quickly.
Thanks so much, Miss Linke. I hope so too.
I thought as much. I'll tell you the whole story. Right, well, 8 years ago, I was living happily with my only son, Tobias, his wife, and their daughter, Heidi.
Our little Heidi already wants to read.
Yes, I'm sure she'll like school, just like her dad.
And her grandfather.
Working with Tobias was the best thing that had happened to me.
I hope to use as little metal as possible.
We were so proud when the local council asked us to build that bridge. It was going to be our masterpiece. Everything was going perfectly, but all good things come to an end.
We've made up our minds, Father. There's nothing to talk about.
Tobias told me he wanted to leave for the city with his wife and Heidi. He wanted a more modern life.
I am still your father, and you'll go only if I say so.
That day, we had an argument again. Tobias went across the bridge, but he didn't realize that he was stepping on a wobbly plank. I tried to save him. I did everything I could.
Tobias! No!
My daughter-in-law, Heidi's mother, didn't live long after this tragedy. Her grief made her fall ill. I know that none of that would have happened if we hadn't quarreled. After that, I left the village. I moved into an isolated chalet and promised myself never to return.
Oh, good heavens. I don't know what to say.
There's nothing to say, but fortunately, I still have my sweet Heidi.
You're right. Like I always say, one should look on the positive side. But speaking of Heidi, what became of her after all those mishaps?
At the time, my daughter-in-law Adelaide, knowing that the end was coming, gave Heidi to her sister Dita, who looked after her like her own child in the city, far from the mountains.
Heidi!
Huh?
Rico! Ow!
Don't you dare!
Just you wait till I catch you.
Hello, Ernst. Good morning.
You alright, Rico?
And 3 makes 12, and 5 makes 17.
Achoo!
Stop! Are you putting the haricot beans with the green beans now, Peter? Do you need glasses?
Sorry, Mrs. Keller.
Concentrate, my boy. I'm not paying you to make silly mistakes.
I'm sorry.
Good morning.
Mr. Keller? Mr. Mason?
Hello, Peter.
Alda, you look lovely today.
Oh, what are you saying, Henry? I look awful today.
Are you sure? Isn't it a bit dangerous?
You could be such a chicken, Johann.
I am just far-sighted, my lovely limb. Are we really talking about a lot of money?
Well, yes, so long as we can sell it all.
This must be kept absolutely secret. Oh, that must be Teresa coming in. Teresa, is that you?
Yes, Mother. You look cute like that. The Knight of the Feather Duster fights the evil, terrible dust.
Grandmother always says no work is foolish. There are just fools that say so.
Why don't you go and clear the snow from the front of the shop instead of talking rubbish? As for me, I'm going to see Sweetheart and the hens.
Well, dear friends, Are you in?
I must say I'm a bit worried. I would really like to know the exact risks.
Oh, don't worry about that, Johan, so long as it brings in lots of money.
Well, but what if it's dangerous for the Uncle's chalet? And listen, I still haven't understood. How are you going to do it?
Trust me, okay? Look, it can't go wrong. Well, maybe we could have a cup of tea and discuss it.
But of course we can, Henry.
Oh. All right.
You can go now. And don't forget to revise your grammar homework.
What are you eating for lunch today?
Sorry. I'm going to join my father. Shall we meet up later?
Yes, of course.
Ciao.
Tick tock, tick tock. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's the sound my watch is going to make when it gets repaired. Tick tock, tick tock.
Grandfather? You finished repairing the watch already?
Unfortunately, no. Here, Peter, take it. It's a model I'm not familiar with.
Oh, you couldn't manage to fix it?
I'm really sorry. I did all I could. You should go and see a real watchmaker, not an old amateur like me. I'm sure he'd fix it in no time at all.
Yes, but how can I find one?
Why don't you ask the Kellers? They sometimes sell clocks and cuckoo clocks. They must know some watchmakers around the town.
My watch broke thanks to Mrs. Keller. I refuse to speak to her.
You could speak to Mr. Keller instead.
I'm sure Johann would tell you.
It costs nothing to ask, and it's worth trying, right?
All right. Stop here. Look. Mr. Keller isn't there.
Don't worry. I'll do all the talking.
Oh, but...
47, 48, 49,
Hello.
50, 51, 52, 53... No. Oh, where was it? Oh, no! Goodness! Yes? What is it?
Well, as you know, Peter's watch is broken.
Have you come looking for trouble?
Not at all. He'd like to have it repaired.
This is a grocery shop, not a watchmaker's.
Yes, of course, but Peter and I thought that maybe you'd happen to know someone who could possibly repair it for us. Eh, Peter?
Yes, that's what we thought.
Well, yes, I actually do personally know an excellent watchmaker in Mayenfeld.
Really?
Yes, but you, of course, do realize that the repair wouldn't be free.
Of course. How much would it cost?
Well, there's the transport, then the repair, and the extra charges. It'd be at least 30 francs.
30 francs? But that's a lot of money.
That's the price.
Could Peter have it on credit?
That's out of the question.
But you must remember that if the watch is broken, it's partly your fault.
It's far too heavy.
All right, let's put it down. You two are very strong, but not quite strong enough just yet. It looks like we'll have to use another method. Heidi, could you go and fetch me a pulley from my workshop, please? There's one hanging up by the workbench.
Of course, Grandfather.
Oh!
Huh?
Buongiorno!
Hello.
Does this chalet belong to the Alps uncle?
Are you Italian?
Si.
Are you Chico's father?
Si.
Oh! Chico! Come quick! Quick!
What's going on now? Papa!
Rico!
Papa! Oh, Papa!
Cara mio, I've missed you so much, so much.
Sono felice.
Me too. I'm so happy to see you again, my son.
I'm happy that you made it. Rico was getting impatient.
Are you the Alps uncle?
Some people do call me that, yes, but you can call me Ernst.
Ernst. Well, my name is Francesco. Thank you for looking after my little boy.
Oh, I couldn't have done it alone. I had help from Heidi, my granddaughter.
È como mia sorella maggiore.
Like a big sister. You're lucky. That's something I know you've always wanted.
Come with me, Francesco. You must be hungry and thirsty after your long journey.
I most certainly am, good sir. Allow me to remove the weight of my donkey, and then I will join you, Ernst.
And then maybe we could put the donkey with the goats?
Oh, hey, Papa. Heidi has a point. He'll be comfortable in the barn.
That's a good idea, kids. Go ahead and take him there.
Great!
The donkey's name is Flavio.
Hello to you, Flavio.
Here's some good soup for you.
Grazie. Mmm. Delicious.
You haven't eaten for a long time?
2 days. This is good.
We're here, and Flavio's in the barn with the goats now.
He seems very happy.
Thanks for the help, children.
I almost forgot. I bought these for Rico, but I didn't know that he had a sister. Hold on.
Fantastico! Grazie, Papa. I love this.
Thank you.
Heidi, Rico, are you ready?
Morning, we're right here. Do you really need all of that to repair Hans's roof?
I've got to replace 2 damaged beams and change some of the tiles.
Really?
Don't you worry. I'll be finished before the party.
All right, but don't you think it's a bit much for you? Hans could help you.
Why so? Listen, Heidi, I just had a little dizzy spell yesterday. It happens to everyone, you hear?
Allora, how about we help to pull la carriola?
That's very kind, but it's much too heavy for you. But if you really want to help me out, you can deliver the cheeses before you go to school.
We'd love to, Grandfather.
All right, we're off then.
4, 5, and 6. That is 3 francs. Here you are.
Thank you, Mrs. Keller.
Have a good day, Mrs. Keller.
Yes, of course. Oh, hold on, wait. I've got a parcel.
A parcel?
It's from Italy.
Huh?
Normally, I keep the mail inside the shop. But however, I decided to keep that parcel outside. You never know. With this kind of trip, it could be full of vermin.
This is the writing of mio padre.
Well then, what is it? Oh,
Mio violino.
And the letter? What's it say?
My father will soon have enough money to come here. He sent my violin so I can wait a little bit longer.
Huh? Do you know how to play it?
Fantastico!
Well, I never. I'm glad I came down to the shop to buy some nails or I'd miss it.
Grandfather, did you hear how well he plays?
Yes, of course. Did you have lessons in Italy?
No, I learned with my father. I just have to hear a tune one time and then I can play it.
How lucky you are.